For us, at Africa Finance Corporation, our mandate is very clear. We are supposed to reduce the infrastructure deficit on the continent. We are supposed to develop natural resources on the continent. We are supposed to catalyze industrial growth on the continent. It's important to understand why this is very important. If you look at Cairo, for example, if you want to export a container from Cairo, it will take you about 12 days, maybe cost you $625. But if you want to export the same container from Central African Republic, it's going to take you about 7 weeks. It's going to cost you $5,625. An African company that is based in Nigeria and has operations in Cameroon or Benin Republic will find it far more difficult to export inputs from its operations in Nigeria into Cameroon or Benin Republic. It will be easier to bring those same raw materials from China into those countries. Why? Because we don't have the relevant road infrastructure. We don't have the relevant rail infrastructure to facilitate that. And we don't have sufficient cargo that comes into the continent for inter-African trade. Intra-African trade is one of the lowest. It's about 10% compared to about 69% for European Union trade and about 59% for Asian trade. So clearly, there's a need for us to mobilize capital from all sources. So China is one of those sources that we've identified to give us capital to work on the continent. And we have approached them, and they've given us $300 million to support manufacturing on the continent. And we are talking to them to give us more money to support manufacturing on the continent, as we are talking to bondholders in America and Europe and Asia as well. We are talking to European DFIs whom have supported us from the very beginning to advance our cause on the continent. Likewise, American investors as well. So we've obtained funding from across the globe for our mandate on the continent.
I understand that you're looking keenly at Niger, for instance, from an infrastructure point of view. Why is that one of your interests, actually?
So we have a pipeline of countries that we're looking at. We're looking at all the fast-growing countries on the continent. We're looking at all the countries on the continent. So we would work with any country that has projects and has the political will to allow those projects to be executed.
Are you finding political will? We are always talking about Africa and what policymakers have to do. But is there the same enthusiasm to match the capital that could possibly be deployed following that
It depends. I mean, we have 54 countries on the continent. So some countries are more enthusiastic than others. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Some are very enthusiastic, and anytime we find those countries, we give them the full support with our capital and our experience, our skills, our team. We have incredible teams at AFC. We have a team of industry specialists and experienced bankers, so we can quickly transform ideas into bankable projects, and we make that available to enthusiastic African governments.